Imagine if Thomas Edison had stopped after his 1000th failure. Imagine if Muhammad Ali had listened when the world told him he was too loud, too arrogant, too different. Imagine if Elon Musk had quit when he was sleeping on the floor of his factory, billions in debt, mocked by the very people who now praise him. Imagine if Oprah Winfrey had believed she wasn't good enough after being told she'd never make it on television. History is not written by the comfortable. It's written by the relentless. It's written by those who refuse to accept the limits handed to them. The ones who looked failure in the face and said, "Not yet." The ones who forced themselves forward when every part of them wanted to stop. They had no guarantees, no perfect timing, no easy road. What they had was courage. The courage to push, to act, to keep going when others quit. Every great name you've ever heard, every person who changed the world, every legend who rose from nothing, they all shared one truth. They forced themselves to become more than they were yesterday. You see, life doesn't reward the dreamers. It rewards the doers. It rewards those who push past the pain, the doubt, the exhaustion. Because success is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. And that choice is made in the moments when no one is watching, when your body is tired, when your mind screams, "Stop." But your spirit whispers, "Keep going." Every empire, every invention, every revolution began the same way, with one person who decided to force themselves to rise. And so this is your moment. The moment to stop waiting for life to happen and start commanding it. The moment to take that untapped power within you and unleash it. Because the truth is simple, no one will fight for your dreams harder than you. No one will care more than you. No one will push you like you must push yourself. And when you do, when you decide that enough is enough, that you refuse to stay the same, you'll become unstoppable. You'll look back one day and realize that the person who once doubted, hesitated, and feared was just the beginning of a far greater story. The story of the person who chose to rise. Welcome to that story. Welcome to the moment where comfort dies and greatness begins. Welcome to force yourself to achieve success. Discipline is stronger than motivation. Those 5 words hold the entire formula for success. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a breeze, but discipline stands like a mountain. The truth is, you will not always feel inspired. You will not always wake up ready to conquer the world. There will be days when your mind resists, when your heart is heavy, and when your body feels weak. But it is in those exact moments that your destiny is being decided. Because discipline is the ability to act even when every part of you wants to quit. It is the fire that burns when the spark of motivation has gone out. Most people live their lives chasing feelings. They wait until they feel motivated, until the timing feels right, until the mood aligns perfectly. But the successful, the truly unstoppable, understand that feelings are unreliable. If you wait for motivation, you'll wait forever. The world doesn't reward the person who starts when it's easy. It rewards the one who continues when it's hard. Discipline is the force that separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the achievers, the weak from the strong. Discipline is not glamorous. It doesn't always feel good. It often means saying no to comfort, no to distraction, no to instant pleasure. It's the quiet power of waking up before dawn when everyone else is sleeping. It's putting in the work when no one is watching. It's doing the same small, consistent actions that most people find boring. But those very actions compound into greatness over time. Discipline is the invisible hand that moves mountains, the silent voice that says, "Keep going," when motivation says, "Stop." Sure, every great person you admire, every legend who built an empire, every athlete who reached the top, every creator who changed the world, was driven not by endless motivation but by relentless discipline. Motivation got them started, but discipline kept them going long after the excitement faded. Motivation is the spark that ignites the fire, but discipline is the oxygen that keeps it burning through the storm. You can have the most brilliant vision, the most inspiring goal, but without discipline, It will crumble under the weight of procrastination and doubt. Discipline is self-command. It's the art of mastering your own mind. When you are disciplined, you become unstoppable because you no longer depend on how you feel. You act because you decided to, not because you feel like it. Your emotions may scream for comfort, but your willpower whispers back, and we keep moving. That inner strength, built through repetition and struggle, becomes your most powerful weapon. Discipline gives you control over yourself, and once you control yourself, you control your destiny. Think about it. The most successful people in history didn't always have more talent or more resources. They simply had more consistency. They forced themselves to show up when others made excuses. They chose progress over comfort, purpose over pleasure, long-term vision over short-term satisfaction. While most were sleeping, they were working. While most were complaining, they were improving. While most were waiting, they were acting. And that's what discipline does. It separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. There's a painful truth. Most people avoid motivation will fail you. It will vanish the moment things get hard. It's easy to feel motivated when the road is smooth, but what happens when life tests you? When you face rejection, fatigue, or frustration, that's when discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't need inspiration, it needs intention. It's the decision that says, I will do it regardless. It's the soldier's mindset, the refusal to surrender to weakness, no matter how tired or defeated you feel. Discipline is built, not born. It grows from struggle, from self-denial, from small victories over temptation. Every time you push yourself to act when you don't want to, you strengthen the muscle of discipline. Each repetition hardens your resolve. Each sacrifice sharpens your focus. Over time, your discipline becomes a part of who you are. It becomes your armor against mediocrity, your foundation when everything else collapses. And when others quit, you'll still be standing, because you built yourself on discipline, not emotion. It's easy to be disciplined when life is exciting, when results are visible, when success feels close. But real discipline shows up when no one's cheering, when progress feels invisible, when you question whether it's all worth it. That's the test that breaks most people. But those who endure that silence, who keep showing up in the darkness, who act when no one sees, those are the ones who rise. Because discipline doesn't just create success, it creates character. It transforms you from someone who wishes into someone who wills. The disciplined mind is a fortress. It cannot be swayed by laziness, seduced by distraction, or weakened by doubt. It moves with precision, operates with consistency, and refuses to negotiate with excuses. The disciplined individual understands that the road to greatness is not paved with motivation, but with mastery of routine. It's doing the right thing over and over again until it becomes second nature. It's turning your habits into weapons and your habits into destiny. Motivation might make you start your journey, but discipline ensures you reach your destination. It is the daily grind, the unglamorous effort, the unseen persistence that builds legends. You may not always love the process, but you'll always love the results it brings, because discipline rewards those who remain faithful to their purpose, even when they can't yet see the reward. So, the next time your mind whispers, I don't feel like it, answer back with strength, so do it anyway. When you're tired, keep moving. When you're uninspired, keep working. When you see no progress, keep believing. Every time you choose action over excuse, you grow stronger. Every day you conquer your mind, you become more unstoppable. Discipline is not punishment, it's liberation. It frees you from the chains of inconsistency, from the weakness of waiting, from the misery of mediocrity. You don't need more motivation, you need a decision that from this day forward, you will be disciplined no matter how you feel. Because the truth is simple, feelings are temporary, but the results of discipline last forever. Discipline will build your confidence, shape your success, and create a life of strength, structure, and unstoppable momentum. The greatest freedom you'll ever experience is the freedom that comes from self-control. Remember this: motivation is the spark, but discipline is the engine. The spark fades, the engine endures. If you want to achieve success, real, lasting success, you must force yourself to act long after motivation has disappeared. That's where transformation happens. That's where greatness is born. The disciplined do not wait for inspiration. They create it through action. The disciplined do not dream of success. They build it one choice, one action, one sacrifice at a time. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about doing what must be done, especially when you don't want to. And once you learn to master discipline, you will never again need to chase motivation, because you'll have built something far stronger within yourself: the power to command your own destiny. Comfort is the silent killer of dreams. It seduces you with warmth, convenience, and ease, whispering that you deserve rest before you've earned it. It makes you believe that tomorrow will always come, that there will always be time later to chase your goals. But comfort is deceitful. It destroys ambition slowly, quietly, without resistance. It doesn't strike like lightning. It seeps in like poison, numbing your hunger, dulling your fire, and turning your purpose into something you'll get to eventually. And eventually never comes. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has had to break free from the soft grip of comfort, because growth and comfort cannot coexist. The moment you choose comfort, you stop growing. The moment you settle for easy, you start decaying. The mind becomes weak when it is never tested. The body becomes fragile when it is never challenged. The spirit becomes dull when it never faces resistance. Success demands discomfort. It demands sacrifice, struggle, and suffering. But that suffering is not punishment. It's the price of evolution. Comfort is deceptive because it feels so good. It feels safe. It feels peaceful. But safety has never built empires. Peace has never created warriors. The life you want is found beyond the walls of comfort. The person you are meant to be is forged in the fires of difficulty. Every challenge, every failure, every moment of exhaustion and doubt is the crucible in which greatness is formed. Comfort is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Think of the world's most successful people: athletes, inventors, leaders, creators. Do you think they found greatness inside the boundaries of ease? No. They forced themselves into the unknown. They suffered, failed, fell, and got back up. They faced discomfort until it became their ally. Michael Jordan didn't become a legend by staying comfortable. He lived in the gym when others slept. Thomas Edison didn't create light by staying comfortable. He endured thousands of failed experiments in darkness. Elon Musk didn't build rockets by staying comfortable. He risked everything he had, including failure and ridicule. Comfort kills potential. Discomfort ignites it. When you remain in comfort, you may feel safe, but you pay a price far greater than struggle: the price of regret. Regret is the ghost that haunts those who never left their comfort zone. It whispers, "You could have been more. You could have done more." That voice never fades. Comfort might protect you from pain today, but it steals your future joy. It hides your true power behind walls of laziness and fear. The human spirit was not designed to stay still. You were made to push, to expand, to evolve. Every time you resist challenge, you deny your own nature. Discomfort is the training ground of destiny. Every great transformation begins in pain. When a muscle is torn, it grows stronger. When the mind is challenged, it becomes sharper. When the soul is tested, it becomes unbreakable. The pain you feel in your journey is not punishment, it's preparation. It's life's way of forging you into the person capable of handling the success you seek. Those who run from discomfort run from growth. Those who embrace it rise above mediocrity. You must understand that comfort creates illusion. It convinces you that life is fine, that you're doing enough, that you're progressing when you're not. It feeds you false satisfaction while time slips through your fingers, but discomfort reveals truth. It exposes your weaknesses, your limits, and your excuses. It shows you where you must improve. That's why most people avoid it. They don't want to see who they really are. but those who face discomfort find strength they never knew existed. You will never know what you're capable of until you put yourself in situations that demand more from you. Growth doesn't come from doing what's easy, it comes from doing what's necessary. Force yourself to wake up early, to train harder, to learn more, to endure longer. Each time you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you expand it. What once felt impossible becomes routine. What once felt painful becomes normal. That's the process of transformation. Discomfort today becomes mastery tomorrow. Comfort is a thief disguised as kindness. It steals your potential while convincing you it's doing you a favor. It tells you to rest when you should be working. It tells you to relax when you should be focused. It tells you you've done enough when you've barely begun. Don't listen to that voice. The mind will always seek the path of least resistance. But success is found on the road of most resistance. That road is hard, but it leads to freedom. The road of comfort is easy, but it leads to regret. If you want to achieve greatness, you must train yourself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Seek out challenge. Step into fear. Embrace struggle as your teacher. Every hardship carries a lesson that ease will never teach you. Every discomfort strengthens your discipline, your resilience, and your willpower. The more you expose yourself to pain, the less control it has over you. The stronger you become, the freer you are. Because when you no longer fear discomfort, you become unstoppable. Look at nature. A seed must break before it becomes a tree. The caterpillar must struggle inside the cocoon to grow wings. The diamond is formed under pressure. Everything beautiful, everything powerful, everything valuable is born through discomfort. Why should your success be any different? You are not meant to live a life of softness. You are meant to evolve through fire, to endure the storms that shape your character, to push until your potential becomes reality. The truth is, comfort will always be there, tempting you, waiting for you to return. It will call you back to mediocrity, to safety, to stagnation. But you must remember, comfort offers nothing but decay. The longer you stay in it, the more you lose your edge, your hunger, your drive. The greatest enemy of success is not failure, it's comfort. Failure at least moves you forward. Comfort keeps you standing still. So, force yourself to break free from it. Do what others won't. Wake up when you don't want to. Push harder when you're exhausted. Choose the challenge no one else is willing to face. Every time you do, you become more powerful, more focused, more alive. Success is not a gift, it's a conquest. And comfort is the gatekeeper that stands between you and everything you desire. When you feel tired, when your body aches, when your mind says, enough, remember this: greatness begins at the point where comfort ends. The world does not remember those who played it safe. It remembers those who dared to push through pain. You must become that person, the one who refuses to settle, the one who welcomes discomfort as a companion on the journey to success. Because when you learn to embrace discomfort, you'll discover a truth that most never will. Discomfort doesn't destroy you. It reveals you. It shows you your strength, your resilience, your purpose. It shows you that you are capable of far more than you ever believed. Comfort will give you rest, but discomfort will give you greatness. Choose wisely. Consistency builds power. It is the single most underestimated force in the world, yet it is the foundation of every empire, every champion, every masterpiece ever created. Consistency is not loud. It does not boast, it does not shout. It moves in silence, brick by brick, day by day, until it builds something so strong, so unstoppable that the world can't ignore it. The truth about success is this: it's never achieved in bursts of brilliance. It's earned in the quiet persistence of daily effort. The small things you do every single day matter more than the big things you do once in a while. People crave instant results. They want success fast. They want rewards now. They want transformation overnight. But that's not how greatness works. Greatness is built in the shadows of repetition. The successful are not those who do things occasionally with passion. They are those who do things relentlessly with purpose. Motivation may start the engine, but consistency drives the vehicle all the way to the destination. Consistency is the force that turns effort into habit, habit into mastery, and mastery into destiny. Every legend you know, every athlete, artist, entrepreneur, or thinker who changed the world understood this truth deeply. They weren't always the most talented, the smartest, or the fastest, but they were the most consistent. They showed up every single day, regardless of how they felt. When others took breaks, they pushed forward. When others doubted, they worked quietly. When progress was invisible, they trusted the process, and slowly, day by day, they created an unstoppable momentum that nothing could break. Consistency is not glamorous. It's repetitive, often boring, and frequently unrecognized. It's doing the work long after the excitement fades. It's sticking to the plan when results seem distant. It's saying no to distractions, no to laziness, no to comfort. Because you understand that the goal is worth it. The world glorifies talent, but it's consistency that sustains success. Talent may open doors, but only consistency keeps them open. You can have all the ability in the world, but without discipline and repetition, that ability remains wasted potential. Think about water carving through rock. It's not one powerful strike that creates a canyon. It's the steady, unrelenting flow over time. That's the essence of consistency. It doesn't matter how small your efforts seem today. What matters is that you don't stop. Small progress, when compounded, becomes unstoppable growth. Each day you show up, you strengthen your foundation. Each repetition, each practice, each disciplined act adds another layer to your power. Over time, that power becomes unshakable. The weak look for motivation, the strong rely on consistency. Motivation depends on emotion. Consistency depends on decision. The consistent person doesn't wait to feel inspired. They act out of commitment. They understand that feelings are temporary, but progress is permanent. They know that success is not built in one great day, but in 1,000 ordinary ones. The world will never see the hours of effort behind your rise, but it will see the result. And that result is the reward of consistency. Consistency is a form of faith. It's believing in the unseen. It's trusting that your effort will eventually pay off, even when nothing seems to change. You may work for weeks, months, or years without visible results, but if you stay consistent, the breakthrough always comes. The universe rewards persistence. It tests your commitment before it grants your reward. Most people fail not because they can't achieve their goals, but because they quit too soon. They stop watering the seed before it blooms. They give up when it's hardest, right before success appears. But those who remain consistent, who keep moving through the drought, are the ones who one day stand tall in their harvest. Consistency builds not only results, but also identity. Every day you show up, you prove something to yourself. You build integrity. You strengthen self-trust. You create a reputation with your own soul that says, I do what I say I will do. That kind of self-respect becomes your greatest source of power. When you know you can depend on yourself, there is nothing you can't achieve. You stop being controlled by emotion, by circumstance, by doubt, because you've built a track record of perseverance. Consistency turns ordinary people into extraordinary forces. There will be days when you feel like your efforts are pointless. Days when progress feels invisible, when you question if any of it matters. Those are the most important days of all, because those days test your conviction. Anyone can work hard when things are exciting. Only the great keep going when it's quiet. Every time you choose consistency over comfort, you strengthen the part of you that refuses to give up. That part of you, the part that acts without applause, is the one that will carry you to success. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. You can't go to the gym once and expect strength. You can't work hard for a week and expect mastery. You can't give half effort and expect full results. Life doesn't work that way. You must be all in every day. The small disciplines, the reading, the training, the focus, the patience. Those are the bricks of greatness. Each one matters, each one builds momentum, and that momentum, once set in motion, becomes unstoppable. Consistency also creates clarity. When you show up repeatedly, you refine your skills, sharpen your vision, and understand your purpose more deeply. The act of repetition reveals what works and what doesn't. It helps you evolve, adapt, and grow faster than those who only dabble. Every master started as a beginner, but through consistent practice, they turned weakness into weapon. Every step forward, no matter how small, compounds into extraordinary growth over time. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. Consistency is the bridge that connects patience to progress. It teaches you that great things take time, but time always rewards those who respect it. The man who works quietly for years will one day achieve in a moment what others only dream of. But that moment is never luck. It's the reflection of thousands of unseen hours. There will be days when you'll want to quit, days when you'll wonder if it's worth it. But remember, every day you stay consistent, you are getting stronger, smarter, and closer. Even when you can't see progress, progress is happening. Every effort compounds, every repetition counts, and every small step builds the momentum that will one day break through the barrier. Consistency is the invisible force that turns struggle into strength and effort into excellence. So stop waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect time, or the perfect emotion. None of them exist. What exists is the power to show up today, tomorrow, and the next day. Force yourself to act when you don't feel like it. Build habits so strong that even when motivation dies, discipline carries you forward. Because consistency doesn't just create success, it creates character. It creates the unbreakable version of you, the version capable of achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. The truth is simple: greatness is not built in grand moments, it's built in daily effort. Keep showing up, keep pushing, keep building. Because consistency is the path to power, and power belongs to those who never stop moving forward. Excuses are lies disguised as logic. They sound convincing, they sound reasonable, but they are the invisible chains that keep you from becoming everything you were meant to be. Excuses are the soft voices in your mind that justify failure, defend laziness, and comfort mediocrity. They tell you why you can't, when the truth is, you can. Excuses are born from fear, nurtured by doubt, and sustained by comfort. Every time you make one, you trade your power for weakness. You surrender control of your destiny and give it to circumstance. But success, real success, begins the moment you stop lying to yourself. We all tell ourselves stories. Stories about why we didn't start, why we stopped, why we couldn't do more. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'm not ready. The conditions aren't right. Those are the sentences that kill potential. Those are the sentences that bury dreams alive. And the cruel thing about excuses is that they sound true. They wear the mask of logic. They make you believe you're being reasonable. But reason without action is stagnation. Logic without courage is limitation. You may convince the world with your excuses, but deep inside you'll always know the truth. You simply chose not to rise. The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful isn't that one has fewer challenges. It's that the successful refuse to let excuses define them. They face the same fear, the same fatigue, the same setbacks, but they move anyway. They choose responsibility over rationalization. They take ownership of their results, no matter what. The moment you stop making excuses, you step into power. Because you can't change what you don't own. As long as you keep blaming circumstances, people, or timing, you'll remain stuck in the same place. But the instant you say, "It's on me," you unlock the ability to change everything. Excuses are seductive because they protect the ego. They make failure feel less painful. They let you hide behind reasons instead of facing reality. But growth demands truth. Growth requires confrontation with your fear, your weakness, your inconsistency. The great achievers of the world don't deny those things, they face them head on. They see their excuses for what they are, lies meant to keep them small. They silence them through action. Every time you push past an excuse, you weaken its hold on you. Every time you give in to one, you strengthen it. Your mind is a master storyteller. It will find a reason for anything. It will justify your inaction and protect your comfort because it hates uncertainty and struggle. But success is born in struggle. Progress is forged in discomfort. Every great transformation demands sacrifice, and your excuses are the first things that must go. You cannot live a powerful life while clinging to weak reasons. You cannot rise while defending your limitations. If you fight for your excuses, you get to keep them, but you lose your future in the process. Excuses disguise themselves as fairness. They say, I don't have the same resources as others. I wasn't given the same chances. It's easy for them, but history is full of people who had nothing, no support, no money, no advantage. Yet they refused to let that stop them. They forced life to bend to their will through effort, persistence, and vision. They didn't wait for conditions to be perfect. They created their own conditions. The truth is, you don't need a perfect start. You need a powerful decision. You need the courage to say, no more excuses. From this moment on, I take full control of my path. The human mind has infinite potential, but excuses are the virus that corrupts it. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce the belief that you are powerless. And when you repeat that belief long enough, it becomes your identity. You begin to see yourself as the victim instead of the victor. You start believing that success belongs to others but not to you. That belief is the biggest lie of all. The world does not decide who wins, you do. Every excuse you make is a wall. Every action you take is a hammer that breaks it down. The choice is always yours. Excuses also thrive in comparison. You look at someone ahead of you and tell yourself they had it easier, they had luck, they had help. But you don't see the years of discipline, sacrifice, and pain behind their success. You see the result, not the struggle. You see the glory, not the grind. Excuses blind you from truth. They make you envy others instead of learning from them. The moment you stop comparing and start taking responsibility for your own progress, everything changes, because excuses and excellence cannot exist in the same mind. Excuses feel comfortable because they absolve you of accountability. They let you rest while convincing yourself you're trying. They make you feel like you're being practical. But in reality, they're keeping you trapped in mediocrity. The most dangerous words in the world are, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week becomes next year, and then one day, you look back and realize you spent your entire life making excuses for why you never became who you were meant to be. Don't let that happen to you. There is no later. There is only now. When you destroy your excuses, you destroy your limits. You begin to see possibilities where before you saw problems. You begin to act with purpose instead of hesitation. And the beauty of truth is that once you accept full responsibility, your power multiplies. You stop waiting for motivation and start creating results. You stop hoping for luck and start building discipline. You stop blaming and start becoming. Excuses die the moment you decide to take control of your life. Understand this: success doesn't care about your reasons. The world doesn't pause because you're tired. Opportunity doesn't wait while you make excuses. It moves on to someone else. Someone hungrier, someone bolder, someone who refuses to stop. Life will give you 1,000 chances to justify why you can't, but greatness only requires one decision that says, I will. Excuses are the language of the weak. Action is the voice of the strong. You owe it to yourself to stop lying to yourself. You owe it to your dreams, to your future, to your potential. You have everything you need: discipline, intelligence, and the will to act. But none of it matters until you silence the excuses. The mind that masters excuses will never master success. So the next time your brain whispers, you can't, whisper back, watch me. The next time you start to explain why it's hard, remind yourself that difficulty is not a reason to quit. It's the reason to begin. Excuses make you feel safe, but they keep you small. Truth makes you uncomfortable, but it sets you free. Every moment you catch yourself justifying, stop and ask, is this really true, or am I protecting my weakness? That single question can change your life. Because when you strip away the excuses, you're left with raw potential, and that's where power begins. No one ever built greatness by being logical about why they couldn't. They built it by defying the logic of limitation. They acted when others hesitated. They created when others complained. They found a way when others found an excuse. You must do the same. There is no secret formula. There is only responsibility, effort, and persistence. Excuses or excellence. You can have one but never both. So stop explaining your limitations and start expanding your effort. The world doesn't need your reasons, it needs your results. Tear down the walls of justification, silence the lies of comfort, and rise. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you start making history. Push yourself or stay the same. That is the law of life, simple yet unbreakable. You are either growing or decaying, moving forward or falling behind. There is no neutral zone in human potential. Every day you wake up, you are faced with a choice: to push yourself beyond your comfort, or to settle for the same version of yourself you were yesterday. And that choice, repeated over time, determines whether you will rise into greatness or sink into mediocrity. Success does not come to those who wait, it comes to those who are willing to push, to suffer, to fight for it. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one will hand you the life you dream of. You must take it. You must earn it through your own will and relentless action. The people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, the ones who achieve everything they touch, they are not lucky. They simply made a decision to push harder than everyone else. They pushed through fatigue, through fear, through failure, through rejection. They kept pushing when it made no sense, when it hurt, when everything in them wanted to quit. And that's why they stand where others only dream. You can either push yourself now or regret it later. Regret is the price of comfort. Every time you choose what's easy, you lose a piece of who you could become. You trade progress for pleasure, potential for peace, and strength for safety. Comfort feels good now, but it costs you later. Discomfort feels painful now, but it pays forever. Every push you make against resistance strengthens you. Every time you step into the struggle, you expand your limits. Growth only happens in the tension between where you are and where you want to be. When you push yourself, you begin to meet the real version of you, the one that lies hidden beneath layers of fear and doubt. Most people never meet that version because they never push far enough. They stop at the first sign of difficulty. They give up when it hurts. But pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Pain reveals your weakness so you can destroy it. It shows you where you're limited so you can break those limits. The stronger you become, the more you realize that pushing yourself is not punishment, it's liberation. It's the process of becoming who you were always meant to be. The human body and mind are designed to adapt. Whatever pressure you place upon them, they respond by becoming stronger. But if you never apply pressure, you never grow. If you never challenge yourself, you remain stuck at the same level, physically, mentally, spiritually. Pushing yourself means demanding more when others settle. It means showing up when no one is watching. It means doing what you said you would do long after the mood you said it in has left you. That is what separates the weak from the strong, the dreamers from the doers, the average from the elite. You will never discover your true potential by staying comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of evolution. The greatest moments in your life will always come from the times you dared to go beyond what you thought possible. Think about every great invention, every athlete, every visionary. They all share one trait: they pushed themselves when others didn't. They worked longer, they studied deeper, they trained harder, they risked more. They refused to let the voice of comfort control them. They pushed until they broke the barriers that confined ordinary people. That's what makes them extraordinary. The push is not just physical, it's mental. It's waking up when you want to sleep. It's staying disciplined when your mind whispers excuses. It's facing fear and doing it anyway. Your mind will always seek the path of least resistance. It will try to protect you from discomfort, but the path of least resistance is the path of least growth. To master your life, you must first master your mind. You must train it to obey your vision, not your emotions. You must command yourself to act, not wait for inspiration. Those who learn to push themselves regardless of how they feel are the ones who win. There will be times when you are tired, when progress seems invisible, when the results don't match the effort. Those are the moments that define you. Anyone can work hard when things are going well. True power is working hard when they're not. The universe doesn't reward occasional effort. It rewards relentless persistence. Every time you push through exhaustion, you are telling life, I'm not done yet. Every time you go beyond your limit, you raise the bar of what's possible for you. You become tougher, wiser, more resilient. You build a mindset that nothing can break. The truth is, greatness requires pressure. Diamonds are made under it. Muscles are built by it. Character is forged through it. You cannot become strong without struggle. You cannot become wise without pain. You cannot achieve excellence without enduring the weight of effort. The push is the process. The struggle is the secret. Every time you push yourself, you are not just chasing success. You are transforming into someone who can handle it. Because success is not something you get, it's something you become. Push yourself to learn more, to do more, to be more. When your body says stop, let your mind say go. When your doubts rise, let your determination rise higher. Every time you push yourself a little further, you silence the old version of you. The version that quit, that hesitated, that made excuses. You replace it with a stronger, sharper, more disciplined version, one capable of achieving everything you've ever imagined. Progress doesn't happen in leaps, it happens in daily pushes. Those small, consistent pushes, compounded over time, turn into unstoppable power. You owe it to yourself to see how far you can go. You owe it to your potential, to the person you could be. Most people live their whole lives wondering what they're capable of, never realizing that the answer was waiting just beyond their comfort zone. The only way to find out how great you can become is to push yourself there. And yes, it will be hard. It will hurt. You will doubt yourself. But in that struggle lies your transformation. The pain of pushing is temporary. The pride of progress lasts forever. Every single day, life gives you two choices: push or stay the same. One leads to growth, freedom, and power. The other leads to regret, stagnation, and decay. The difference between the person you are and the person you want to be is the distance you're willing to push. You have everything you need: strength, intelligence, resilience. The only thing missing is your decision to go all in. So push yourself. Push beyond fear, beyond fatigue, beyond comfort. Push until your limits shatter and your potential emerges. Push until you no longer recognize the weak version of yourself that once hesitated. Because on the other side of that push is greatness. The version of you that commands respect, creates impact, and lives with purpose. No one can give it to you. No one can do it for you. You must push yourself there, or stay the same forever. The choice is yours. Every great journey begins within. The moment you decide to rise above comfort, above excuses, above fear, you begin to change the course of your life forever. Success is not an accident, it is the result of deliberate, disciplined, and determined action. You were not created to live an average life. You were built to lead, to build, to conquer, to create something that outlives you. The only thing standing between you and the life you dream of is your own willingness to push yourself when it hurts, to stay consistent when it's hard, and to keep believing when results are invisible. That's where greatness is born, in the unseen effort, in the quiet struggle, in the relentless pursuit of better. Every idea you nurture, every excuse you destroy, every time you act with discipline rather than emotion, you are shaping your destiny. You are proving to yourself that you are stronger than circumstance, stronger than fear, stronger than limitation. The world belongs to those who refuse to wait for opportunity, who create it through force of will. It belongs to those who look at adversity and see possibility, who face pain and find power, who fail and rise again with twice the strength. That's what it means to force yourself to achieve success. It's not about aggression, it's about ownership. It's about claiming your right to live a life of meaning through the strength of your own choices. You must never forget that time is your most precious currency. Every day you waste in hesitation, in doubt, in excuses, you trade for a piece of your future you can never reclaim. But every day you spend in effort, in discipline, in action, you build a legacy. You may not see results immediately, but every step forward compounds. Every small act of persistence creates momentum. Eventually, the world takes notice of the one who refused to stop. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against the world. It is against the version of you that settles for less. Defeat that version, and there will be nothing left to stop you. Your potential is vast, waiting silently behind the wall of comfort and fear. Break that wall. Force yourself beyond it. You are capable of far more than you've ever imagined. The power to change your life has always been in your hands. It's just waiting for your command. So, as this message comes to an end, let it be a beginning for you. A beginning of action, of discipline, of purpose. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop wishing for the perfect conditions. Start now. Start where you are with what you have and push with everything in you. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that the moment you decided to take control was the moment your life truly began. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing in yourself enough to be here, seeking growth, seeking strength, seeking more. Remember this always: success doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. Now go out there and make it happen. The world is waiting for your greatness.